Hey, welcome back. So now that we discussed the workflow of a data science project, we're going to get into the phase where we're actually going to begin the project itself. So we've defined the problem, we have a hypothesis about what we think is going to happen, and we're ready to get started and see whether that is accurate or not. So it's time to jump in. So it's time. So this is exciting. So you read this right up. I just wanted to touch on saving the data and the importance of saving it in a project folder. So as was covered above in this video, which if you haven't watched, I would encourage you to watch either the Mac or the Windows, whatever system you're using, video on how to install Python, Yellowbrick, and to do the Jupyter Notebook and Anaconda. But as was mentioned there, so when you get your Jupyter Notebook, which I have right here, see Titanic Project, and so you want to store all of this in a project folder. This is very important. This will help you stay organized. It will also prevent errors. So this will help to ensure that the notebook will be able to find the data. And so the data is going to go in there, and the notebook itself. It's all going to live in the same folder. So that is important. So um, if your IPython notebook is not saved in like a special project folder, now would be the time to create a folder, and for all the project materials, and it's easy to do. So I'm going to show you how to do this by terminal. Again, I'm using a Mac. Um, I'm going to clear this out, which you can do, by the way, by hitting Command and K together. And then I'm actually going to move back one level, one directory level. So I'm going to clear it out again. Okay, so um, I'm going to make the directory. I'm going to call this Titanic. I've already made it, but I'm going to show you what to do. So I'm going to type in mkdir, that's mkdir, which stands for make directory. I'm going to put a space. I'm going to put in the name of the directory I want. It's case sensitive, so I called mine Titanic. Titanic here. And then I would hit enter. I'm not going to hit enter because I've already made it, but that's what you would do to create your project folder. Now, you want to make sure that it occurred. It did occur, but you want to be sure. So you're going to type in ls, which stands for list, and this is listing everything that's here. And look at this. Here is Titanic right here. Great. So now we want to change into this directory. So we're going to type in cd, which means change directory, and then Titanic with a capital T. And it will change. We're here. Now this is an empty directory because we haven't put anything in it yet. If you don't like this method, you can also use the Finder and um, go to wherever you want to put it, and you can click File. You could put New Folder. It's asking for permission, so I would put that in, and then you can name it whatever you want, and it will have the same effect. It'll be there. From there, you want to, if you're using the Finder, drag your notebook to this new folder, your IPython notebook. So you're going to drag that there, or you can do it also from the command line. So once you have that, once you do that, then your IPython notebook will be in your project folder, and that's what you want, just for continuity. So now we need to download the data and store it in that folder in our project folder, which again, we might have hopefully created already, but if you didn't, I just walked you through how to do that. So we're going to click on the Kaggle link. Okay. If you don't have an account with Kaggle, uh, it will prompt you to sign up. It's a pretty simple sign up process. I do, so it took me right to the page. I just want to walk you through this page quickly. So what you have is a list of the folder files of the files. So we have three files: gender submission .csv, test.csv, and train.csv. Each of these files is a .csv file, which means comma separated value. Basically, it's an important file, that is readable in text editing, and it's readable in like Excel. You're probably familiar with it. It's pretty common. Um, and when you see that the data is in a .csv, that's a great sign, because in the Python has all kinds of tools to be able to work with the CSV and read it and all of that, and that's what you want. So, but it's certainly not the only file format. So just throwing that out there too. But this is what we're working with today. So below that, you have the data description. Um, Please read it before even downloading it. Just please take the time to read it. It's going to give you important information about the data. So we can see that this data is set up into two groups: training and test sets. That's the train CSV and the test CSV. So, and then it explains that the training set is used to build your models, and then the test set is to see how good they are. That's the short of it. They also include a submission file, which is an example. Like if you were to submit this as part of the project, it includes that file for your use. And in this case, the predictions assume that only female passengers survive. So it just gives you like the structure of how the submissions should go. Below that, you have the all-important data dictionary. I love this. This is great. So this lists all the values and describes them, tells you what they mean, like what is embarked. Well, apparently, there's three options for embarking ports. So they're describing ports. So where did the embarkment happen? For example, survival. This is key. So in this case, a 0 means they died or didn't survive, and 1 means that they lived. You have passenger class, you have the age, you have the amount that they paid for the ticket fare. So you have all this information. So this is something you want to keep handy. So I like to copy it. So I just simply highlight it, copy it, Control C, Command C for Mac, and I can dump it into a text editor, which I already did. Just paste it, Command V, and here it is. For your reference, you may think, oh, I've got this, but as you go along, it's good to, remember, because the details do matter, on these things in terms of like, in these projects, in terms of like drawing appropriate conclusions. And then finally, you have the variable notes, which I encourage you to read as well. So once you're comfortable, once you have an idea of the data, then it's time to download it. We're going to go ahead and download them one by one. So I'm going to show you what to do. You're going to click the blue download button. It's going to take you to the raw information. From here, you're going to right click and click Save Page As. Okay, and then this is critical. So you need to make sure that you navigate to your project folder. It may default to downloads. That's not where you want it. So you need to make sure, and I've actually already downloaded these things, but just you need to make sure that is the case. And you will click Save. I'm not clicking it, but that's what you're going to do. I'm not clicking it because I already downloaded it. So you're going to go through this one by one. Then you click Test, and you're going to do the same thing. And then Train, and then do the same thing. And then, so you'll have all the information, and now you're ready to go. So let's go back to the write-up. Great. So we're back at the write-up, and Also, she notes that the explanations from here on out will be minimal, but she's going to give you what you need in order to get this done. Again, we'll have these accompanying videos that you can watch, just as another mode for the learning process. But that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching.